So guys, P2B came out and said that Tinubu is doing well, that Tinubu is keeping to his promise, that he promised to kick off from where Buhari stopped, and then you will be amazed to hear what P2B have to say about the issue of Tinubu keeping to track and keeping to promise that he promised Nigerians that he's going to continue for Tinubu Buhari stopped, and the truth is that the man continued from where Buhari stopped. So I'd like you guys to hear it from P2B, and then you can air your views in the comment section.
Religion, irrespective of anything, as statesmen, as Nigerians, and as politicians, and because we believe in one thing, that is service to the people. That is the meaning of coming together. No.
So, with due respect to Mr. Peter Obi, I will first of all talk on a lighter mood. My name is Abdulwahab Muhammad from the Voice of America. Sir, you are visit to Indonesia. I can see that they have changed your style of dress. So, sir, to my question, haven't said and talked much of the condition that Nigerians found themselves in. So, let's say, if I had to ask you on the journey so far under the APC, I don't know how you would react to all the happenings in Nigeria now.
Frankly, the government of APC under the present regime has done very well. Because remember, when the president was campaigning, he said he would continue from where Buhari stopped. And if you check it, Buhari stopped the dollar at about 400. It's now 1,006. So it's not very well. The rice was about 30,000. It's not over 100,000. Beans was about 40,000. It's now over 100,000. I can go on and on. Everything have doubled and tripled. Fuel was about 200, 300. It's now over 1,000. So you can say the government has done very well as the promise. And that's what we must all know now. The government has just said, we are coming together for the future of this better society our children will live in. It is not about ourselves again. We have been wasted enough time in this country. We now want to invest. Yes, you're right. I'm just like Indonesia. I want Nigeria to be like an Indonesia. A president was sworn in Indonesia in 2014. Another one was sworn in Nigeria in 2015. So two governments came in. By 2024, 10 years after, that government in Indonesia moved their GDP from about 800 billion to 1.5 trillion. Per capita from about 3,000 to about 5,000. In our GDP in 2014 was over $500 billion with a per capita of almost 3,500. By 2024, we were down to GDP of $200 billion and per capita of below $2,000. That is the difference. So if I wear this, I'm wearing it out of, this is where we want to go. We want to have improvement. We are a country of about 213 million. Indonesia is about 280 million. They have about 4,000 universities. We have less than 200 universities, less than 5%. I can go on and on. I traveled to Indonesia with two of my colleagues who are Muslims. And I asked them for after 1 week of visiting everybody, including the former president and everything, did you see one Algeria? No one. Reason, they invested in education. I have been and financed and supporting about 3 elementary schools now, right? Up to 4 of them. And they are found the most brilliant people in the world. Young kids in their 10s were able to memorize the Quran. If they can't go to school, I'll take school to them. Because they will take their engineering there. They will learn, they will become doctors from there. They will take everything from there. We want to pull them out of poverty. I want them all to return to where the industries in Bombay, Shradan 1, Shradan 2 in Kanu is working. We want to see the textile companies in Kaduna. We want things to change. So it's not about anything. This hasn't changed. Things have deteriorated. That's exactly what it is. And that's what we want to turn it around. That's why he said with timelines. It's no longer, Nigerians are not fed up of promises. We want to invest in critical areas of development, education, health, and pulling people out of poverty. That is not the news you see here. The news you see in our country today is the news of every day one drama or the other. We want to end the drama so that we can watch film in the evening, discuss my business in the day.
Your Excellencies, my name is Hajara Yu. I work for Channels Television. So let me be more specific here. Did your discussion also include potential political alliances for 2027 election? And what kind of collaboration do you anticipate? You also spoke about national issues, like you said. And how can you use your various platforms to resolve the problems in Nigeria, looking at them from different political parties?
Thank you. We just started a discussion. You can't consummate a marriage in one day. You have to meet and talk. We just started, we've been talking. We just started talking. But the most important thing is that our talks centered on issues that bother the ordinary Nigerian. We want to see a Nigerian where a child of nobody will be somebody. Because we were once child of nobody. When I was coming here, she was telling me her background, what the parents used to do, how she grew up and was able to go to federal government college and became a minister. I used to go to school in my own parents' car, same school with the driver, my mother's driver. The children were in the same school. Today is all finished. We want to give a Nigerian child a hope, a future to live. That's our discussion first. And when you find all this is working together, you remove all those elite conspiracy of tribalism, religion, all sorts of things they use to measure themselves. We want to see you now as a competent person who has the capacity, compassion, no longer telling me the reason I have to follow you is because you're from here. We have voted tribe. We voted the religion. We now want to deal with competency, the capacity and compassion. Because we want to move the country forward. So these are the discussion is ongoing. And I'm sure, my sister, you'll be part of it. We want people like you to try. No longer what we're doing here, where people get up and say, no. We want to empower women as well. They should be able to hold 25% effectively in our political consideration and corporate world. Because women are engine of growth. They care about family. These are things we want to do. But that's going forward. Thank you.
And he has said it all. Our collaboration transcends party, religion, geopolitical zones, or personal petty interests. You see, the government in power relish in being undertakers in different parties. We will use knowledge, tact, and strategy to transcend all this, to go beyond their estimation in such a manner that will come up with a framework that will give you us latitude to actualize our collective aspiration of providing good governance to Nigerians, irrespective of the bad interferences, permutations, or plans of those people who think that they can scuttle democracy through all the means that is in their hands, through the power of coercion, or even interference in the judiciary and so on and so forth. We will transcend all that, and that's the plan. Thank you.
Finally, we thank the God Almighty for providing what is required to see the success of this meeting. We appreciate the two eminent figures in the Nigerian political landscape, that His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, CON, and His Excellency Distinguished Senator Bola Abdul Qadir Mohammed, and the distinguished guests in our midst. Thank you, and God bless you all. National anthem, please.
Joke aside, P2B was making me a point, because that was what Tinubu promised, or that he would take off from where Buhari stopped, and where Buhari stopped was where he took off. You know, Buhari stopped at making a bag of rice to be social amount. He came up and took it up. Buhari stopped at Boko Haram members. He came up, he took it up to forming Lakwara group. So everything that Buhari stopped, he took it up and continued from there. You can imagine the level of insecurity we're having now. That is more than Buhari left it. So these are his promises, and that is the only thing I can say they've done, because the only thing I can say that APC have done for us is tarnishing our image. APC have so much tarnished with the image of Nigerians, to the extent that you can no longer apply for a job online as a youth of Nigeria, because you'll be disqualified automatically just for being a youth in Nigeria. And qualified. That's how bad this thing has gotten into, and it will still be getting bad because these are the promises of APC, that they will take off for where the former administration stopped, and they keep on blaming the former administration. Why not just find a way to make it better by changing your ways, or by changing the policies that can benefit Nigeria? But they are all for themselves. I keep on saying, this our government, they are so selfish, they are so self-centered, they are all thinking for themselves. Because tell me why you be putting your child, your children, your son into politics, someone that have no idea of politics, but yet you have the mind to send him a message for in Nigeria, where you have people that you elected yourself. And this is all this you see that this is a country where we have gone so far that to go back is going to be hard, and we need a good person that will take us back to that promised land, because we are far from promised land. To the come to think of it, Nigeria is so blessed. Nigeria is so blessed, but it's very annoying and very disheartening that we are in this mess. I imagine Nigeria can be the best in the whole world if we have the good government or the good governance in place, because they always say that Nigeria is very lucky, but we are not lucky in terms of governance and leaders, because how many years ago, this is also what we're battling with, leaders. So we need someone that can come up and, you know, change the policies, or give us policies that can make Nigeria great again. And that person is no other person than P2B, because P2B have proven that he's a man of transparency, integrity, accountability, because what he did in Anambra State for 8 years shows that this man can lead Nigeria into a greater nation. But I like to know what to think about that in the comment section. Don't forget to add your view in the comment section. Stay tuned, guys.